What's up, chemical guys and girls? It's Jason, the Chemical Guys Newbie. Last week's episode, Joey and I went inside my car. We cleaned the floor mats. We had an 80s fitness montage.
You need more training, noob. Curl those suckers real good.
It was quite awesome. This week we're gonna continue the interior and we're gonna check out my door panels and all kinds of interior stuff that we can refresh and renew. So let's get started.
He doesn't know much about detailing. He doesn't know much about detailing. He's asking lots of questions about everything so we can learn all there is about detailing. He doesn't know much about detailing. He's a chemical guy's noob. He doesn't know much about detailing. He's a chemical guy's noob. Yeah.
All right, guys, so we're gonna be working on the interior of my car today. We've got Joey here. I've got a couple things already set up in the car. Through watching some of the videos on YouTube, I decided that Interclean was probably my best bet. I don't know, was that a good choice, Joey?
Well, Interclean is great because you can go ahead and use it as a maintenance spray, but whenever it comes to like applying your dressing, you want to make sure that you're working on a bare surface. Interclean is going to maintain the natural look and anything that you have on your panels, whereas a product like Nonsense, which is an all-purpose cleaner, is actually going to go ahead and strip it. So it's going to go ahead and be more of a heavier cleaner for removing heavier grime, embedded grime, body oils, and much more. When it comes to your interior, Jason, I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of grime on here, and a lot of people fall under the misconception of, oh, it's a brand new car, it doesn't need much work, like it looks great. Well, keep it looking great. Clean it up and protect it. So you want to make sure you have your base foundation of protection and then just maintain it with like Interclean. It's like a deep cleaning, so it's more so.
We're gonna give it a deep cleaning with some Nonsense.
Exactly.
Strip everything that potentially is on there.
Exactly.
And then going forward, I could use Interclean to maintain that until it gets super dirty again, in which case we would use Nonsense.
Look
again.
at you.
What do we need to get started?
Luckily we have everything set up right here already. I see you have your bottle of Interclean right there, which is cool. But we're gonna go ahead and hold off on this for now.
This is gonna be tough. Can I get in here too?
Yeah, get in here.
What's on my seat?
We got a bottle of Nonsense and a bottle of Natural Shine.
Natural Shine.
Now that product,
microfiber towels.
Yeah, so we haven't talked about Natural Shine yet. Natural Shine is gonna be our protectant. Now Natural Shine, it's a water-based dressing that you can go ahead and apply to any interior or exterior vinyl, rubber, or plastic surfaces. Oh man, look at my finger. I was trying to put this finger up, I didn't want to go up. Vinyl, rubber, and plastic surfaces. Now, when we apply Natural Shine, we're going to apply it to our textured surfaces, such as the plastic here. Oftentimes, with your dashboard, it can be vinyl, it can be, plastic. If you have a high-end car and it's leather, go use like a leather cleaning product and a leather conditioning product. But since this is plastic and/or vinyl, we can go ahead and use this. That's going to go ahead and maintain the natural beauty of your ride, Jason. It's called Natural Shine because it leaves a natural finish. So what do you mean by natural finish?
What do you mean by that? Well, hey, I'm the one asking the questions.
So natural finish, natural shine, it's going to enhance pretty much your interior the way it was when you first got it.
Okay.
So it's not going to add any kind of nasty, wet looking, greasy shine. It's just going to keep it looking nice, uniform, and OEM.
OEM is original. Something manufacturer. I'm going to look it up. But I think what you mean by that is just like factory.
Pretty
right?
much.
Like you don't want it to look all greasy and gross.
Exactly.
And it'll just be like a nice.
Unless you like that, then that's great.
Nice
you can use a
sheen.
product like VRP.
I don't want people to think I ate a bunch of chicken wings in here and like just slathered my fingers all over the dashboard.
Yeah, I mean everyone has their personal preference. Preferably me, I like Silk Shine because that's nice in between. So it's not dry, it's not wet, it's just a nice little sheen.
Well, yeah, I mean the wet look on the exterior is
looks
awesome.
Great.
Yeah. Inside, I think people might question what I'm
what you're doing in here.
Exactly. So, all right. So I see there's like a lot of dust in here.
Yeah.
Nonsense basically is going to take care of all this stuff.
Nonsense is going to go ahead and take care of the dust. It's going to take care of the embedded stuff that you may not see. I mean, like your interior is black, so it's going to be very hard to see any kind of grime as opposed to like a tan or lighter colored interior. But once you start cleaning it, you'll see that there's some body oil, especially in areas like this. The center console, the armrest on the doors, those are usually the areas that accumulate the most body oils and grime. That's just from you just, putting your elbow on there and just driving around town like that all night.
Show me how to navigate through surface.
That's how I drive, man. You know me well.
So first things first, we're going to be using Nonsense. It works on pretty much virtually all surfaces. And it's cool because you can dilute it differently to fit specific needs. So such as if you want to go ahead and do general purpose cleaning, we'll want to go ahead and dilute it to a 20-to-1 ratio. So in a separate spray bottle, we can go ahead and dilute this to a 20-to-1 ratio. We have these bottles here in the back, so this one's already diluted. We actually have a gallon back there that's already pre-diluted 20-to-1, so we just pretty much pour it into these bottles and we're good to go. If you do need some extra strength, you can use it at an 8-to-1 ratio, or if you need that full strength because you're working on a filthy car, use it as is for maximum strength.
And if you need help with learning how to dilute products, check out our previous video with Fabric Clean. I learned how to dilute using the secondary spray bottle there. And you guys can check that video out, and it's the same process for this, I assume, right?
Yeah, so there's a ton of products that can be diluted, all-purpose cleaners, degreasers. I mean, if you think about it, even your soap, you know, like your car wash soap, you dilute with water, right? So it gives you the best bang for your buck, and it gives you that versatility to use it on different surfaces. We forgot the brushes. Here they are. That's yours, Jason. I got mine's right here. The reason I have a brush is because, as you guys can see, this material right here, it has a texture to it. So in order to get deep into the texture of this surface, we want to make sure to use a brush, because only a brush is going to be flexible enough and has enough bristles in order to get into all those cracks, remove all that grime, so that we can wipe it off with our microfiber towel. Now, in most cases, most people just kind of get it and just kind of wipe it like that. You know, it works out great when the surface is dusty, but when you want to go ahead and get deep and dirty and, you know, into those pores, you want to make sure to use a brush. The way we're going to use this is we're not going to go crazy spraying all over the place. We want to make sure to minimize this. As you guys can see, we have a lot of intricate areas. We don't want to go ahead and just go crazy spraying into those areas, because then the product's going to get trapped in there and it's going to make it kind of a pain in order to remove it. So what I like to do is spray directly onto your brush. So to get deep and dirty, spray directly into your brush, and your brush is going to go ahead and soak up that product. And right as soon as you start kind of agitating it, you'll start seeing that it starts foaming up. Wow. And just like that, you know, you don't need to go ahead and spray into the surface. You don't need to go crazy with it. This surface is textured, so you want to make sure that you get it in different angles and not just, you know, up and down and going towards the right like I am. You want to make sure to come back and go left and right. You want to make sure to also attack it like in circular motions. You know, I know in most of our videos we say don't use circular motions. You know, that's mainly pertaining to the exterior as far as like wiping stuff down. But when it comes down to interior, it works out great because it helps you get into all angles. And you can go ahead and get into those areas. And it's not like we're like purposely spraying it into there and it's, you know, seeping within. It's just the foam that kind of lathers, and you can go ahead and just wipe it right off. So once you go ahead and do a nice little section, grab yourself a yellow workhorse towel and just wipe off the grime. Like I said, your interior, it may not be so noticeable as far as like filth. This is going to go ahead and remove those oils so that it's as bare as possible, so that when you apply our coat of natural shine, it bonds and adheres to the best of its capability, and it lasts as longest.
Cool. Now I noticed you're wearing gloves too.
Yeah, you want to wear safety equipment, you know, like stuff like this, especially like cleaning chemicals. We always recommend using safety equipment such as gloves. If you have a mask, you can wear a mask. If you have eye goggles, you can wear eye goggles. You know, whatever it takes for you to be safe, feel safe, and feel comfortable in order to clean the interior, we highly recommend it. You know, you're not going to look crazy. If you do it as a business, you know, it makes you look a lot more professional. You know, if I see someone cleaning my car, he's wearing gloves and all this safety equipment, I'm going to be like, hey, that guy knows what he's doing.
Exactly. Cool. Plus, he's being safe.
Nowadays,
if you're detailing other people's car, you have no idea what they've done inside there.
Exactly.
You know how many times I've been driving and next to me there's somebody picking their nose, like all the time people pick their nose in the car and then they touch the steering wheel. You want to wear gloves, man.
They got that little special place where they hide their special little friends or the little gold where they get. We just finished up cleaning this right here. Like I said, it wasn't too filthy, but you did see kind of like a different kind of tone as far as like the clean versus the unclean side right there.
Now.
Exactly.
Sweet. So we cleaned the dash.
Yeah.
So we clean a section of the dash. This works out great for all vinyl, rubber, and plastic surfaces. So if it fits the description, then go ahead and clean it. We'll spray directly onto the brush just to minimize the amount of product that we're using and make the best use of it. Because I see what happens is people go crazy, they spray it, and you know, it gets all the overspray onto the glass. And
what happens if you get nonsense on the glass?
you just want to make sure to wipe it off. Like I said, it's not going to cause any kind of direct damage. All you want to do is just make sure to wipe it off, just to make sure that any of that product doesn't interfere with any kind of tints that you have on your glass. You know, especially if you have tints on your windshield or any kind of areas of your glass, you want to make sure to keep these, you know, cleaning chemicals away from them, because they can be a little bit aggressive towards them. So you're going to attack this in all angles. Like I said, go in circular motions. Once you're done with that section, and grab your yellow workhorse towel and wipe it right off. And I'm not sure if I actually mentioned it, but we're using the yellow workhorse towel because these are the towels that we designate here in our detailing garage as interior cleaning towels. It lets us indicate the grime that's on the towel. So like
you can see the dirt better because it's yellow.
Exactly.
Right?
So you see the dirt, you'll know when to go ahead and flip your towel, and you'll know when to go ahead and replace your towel. So whenever your towel gets super filthy, you can swap it out for another one so that you're always aware of the grime that you're pulling off of the vehicle. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just finishing wiping off the surface with the dry side of the towel.
So basically, if you don't do that, if you don't clean it first and dry it.
If you don't clean it and dry it, then you're pretty much, you know, you're applying your dressing on a dirty surface.
Yeah,
first
so
of all.
you're like protecting the dirt basically.
Exactly. So you're pretty much layering a level of protection over the dirt, grime.
All right. So it's all dry.
It's all dry.
I see you have some other kind of applicator there.
Oh, damn. You just saw that just magically appear in my hand, huh? Check that out. We'll do an edit right there. Just be like,
Yeah, there you go.
So we got our microfiber applicator here, and it's the same material as these towels here, but it's in a nice spongy foam kind of pad.
Cool.
So that allows us to go ahead and put pressure on it, so we can go ahead and put pressure and get it into all these hard to reach places. And it's nice and easy to grasp, so we're not just applying it with the towel and kind of like, oh, you know, it's getting all over the place. And, you know, it's like one of those infomercials like, are you tired of like,
Are you tired of gripping your towels?
Exactly. And you're just like, and this is like a black and white
Maybe
video.
That's what we should do is an infomercial montage today. So how much natural shine do we put on that bad boy?
Well, before we start, I just made sure that the cap is off, or we're gonna remove the cap.
Newbie mistake.
Newbie mistake number one right there. Don't make
Newbie alert. That's something I would do. I've done it actually every single video, by the way.
Really?
Yes, I've hidden it from you guys a lot of times, but pretty much every episode I've left that thing on the that seal
exactly
on there. So make sure you take the seal off.
Make sure to take off your seal. Make sure there's nothing in your spout cap. Go ahead and put that sucker back on, and now you're ready to go. Get the pad nice and saturated with the product. So what I do here is I get 5 drops of product, and what I'm not gonna do, you know, I'm not just gonna go ahead and blot that straight on there.
Yeah.
What I like to do is work that into the applicator. Now, as you guys can see, this is a nice microfiber applicator. Now, these microfibers, they soak up the product so that they kind of pull your product and stretch your product a lot more further away, as opposed to just slapping it on there and wiping it with your hand.
Yeah.
So this is gonna go ahead and coat the fibers so that your product goes a lot longer way and it spreads a lot more evenly and more uniform. So what I like to do here is I get the product and I kind of just try to work it in as best as I can throughout the applicator. And you can always apply more if you want to. Like I said, I just like starting off with just a little bit, just to saturate the pad.
It's like a haircut. Like you can always cut more off, but you can't cut less off.
Exactly. So once that is nice and coated there, I'm gonna go ahead and do this little section here. And as you guys see, there's not a lot of excess. So let's say hypothetically, I still had a drop of, you know, product right there. And let's say we had a crack right here. If I were to have that drop of product and I went straight into there, all that product would have got stuck in there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this way we don't have to worry about that. And right off the bat, I know you're looking at me right now, Jason. You're like, hey, what the heck did you do to my car? Why is it shiny?
What the heck are you doing to my car, Joey? Why is it shiny?
All right, so the reason it's shiny is because it's a liquid. So just like any other liquid, whenever you put it on something dry, it's gonna go ahead and make it look shiny. So what this product does is as soon as you apply a coat of the natural shine, it's gonna start seeping into the plastic and it's gonna go ahead and bond directly to it. And within about 30 seconds to a minute or so, it's gonna go ahead and kind of dull out and it's gonna keep it that original rich high shine look. I did mention that natural shine is a water-based product. It's completely dry to the touch. So if we were to apply this on our center console here, we're not gonna be, you know, slipping and sliding all over the place. It's gonna be dry to the touch so that we don't get any residue of chemicals on our arms and or anywhere else.
So is that pretty much it? We're done?
That's pretty much it.
All right, it's time for the montage, I guess. We are gonna montage all the surfaces right now for you guys. If you're having fun so far, hit that like button. Leave your comment down below on what the next montage should be and we'll figure that one out. So yeah.
Insert dubstep music now.
Insert dubstep music. Uh-oh, Joey just gave the suggestion. Now we're gonna do a dubstep inner clean. Here we go. All right, guys, there you have it. That's how you clean your interior. First step, you want to hit it with some nonsense. You want to spray directly into your brush, foam it up with the brush, wipe that off with a clean microfiber towel.
Yep.
Grab your natural shine or your favorite dressing. This one will give you that OEM shine. And
what does OEM stand for?
I still haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to put it down below what OEM stands for. I feel like it's like original something manufacturing, but I don't know what the E part is. What does OEM stand for? Original Equipment Manufacturer. Gives you that original equipment manufacturer shine. Sounds way better. Sounds way better. OEM shine. Gives you that OEM shine. And that's pretty much it. Use Interclean on all the other little surfaces and to keep it detailed and to keep it refreshed in between these deep cleanings. Like always, give us a nice fat like if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. Throw your comments down below on what we should clean next, or what I should learn how to clean next, or what you want to learn how to clean next, because we're all in this together. And
Sounds like a speech.
it sounds like a speech.
We're all
in this together. And we'll see you next time here on the Chemical Guys Detail Garage, Chemical Guys Newbie series.
Peace.